Howdy pards, MrHolster here with the best concealed carry handgun ever made and ever will be made, the Ruger LCR 357 Magnum with tritium night sight. You know guys, I want to tell you a story. There was this guy and he lived in a nice little suburban area in a ranch-style tract house on a quarter-acre lot. And each morning he got up, got in his Pinto, and he drove 11 blocks to a strip mall where he had a jewelry store. He'd get out of his Pinto, open up his jewelry store, run it for the day, and in the evening he'd close down the jewelry store and go home to his barking German Shepherd, have himself a beer, a little dinner, go to bed, and the next day do it all over again. He had a friend. This friend had a jewelry store. His buddy lived in an apartment in a big city. 1 million plus people lived in that city. Every day his buddy would leave his apartment, walk 3 blocks, open up his jewelry store, spend the day selling jewelry. Then at night he'd lock his jewelry store up. He'd walk home to the apartment, go in, fix himself a cocktail, feed his cat, have a little something to eat, and go to bed. His buddy, he had a mother who happened to live in the same suburban area as he did. She was 78, had arthritis. Didn't do much except for go to church, grocery shopping. She had a book club she went to once a week. And also she went to a coffee shop and had coffee with her friend every Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock. Well, one day, the guy that lived in this suburban town with his jewelry store in the strip mall decides, you know, I'm a real target because I get there early in the morning before the sun comes up, and I'm always leaving later after the sun's set, and I'm opening and closing a jewelry store. If I were smart, I'd get myself a permit to carry. So he went to the gun shop to pick out a gun, and he's looking at the guns. When he was a kid, his dad was a police officer back in the 50s, 60s, taught him how to shoot on his service revolver, 357 Magnum, 4-inch barreled Smith & Wesson. He looked at this gun. You know, that's the perfect gun for me. Holds 5 shots. I shouldn't need more than 5 shots. I mean, if I get robbed, it's going to be probably 1 guy, maybe 2 guys, but that's it. I can handle one with a 5-shot 357 Magnum. And look, it's got a night sight on the front. It's perfect for me because I'm always opening in the dark, closing in the dark. I'm not a very big guy, so I don't want to have to carry a very big gun. This one's pretty small. Nobody will see that it's even on me. This will work great. And you know what? It did. It was like the perfect handgun, concealed carry handgun for him. He called up his buddy and said, yeah, you know, you should get yourself a permit to carry. You got to have a bigger threat than I do living in the city. And the guy says, I already got a permit to carry. He says, really? What kind of gun you carry? And the guy said, I got myself a Glock 19. He says, really? Why'd you get that? He says, well, it was fairly inexpensive. What I really liked about it is it's got a 15-round magazine. If I carry a backup bag, keep one in the chamber, that gives me 31 rounds. He says, you know, I might get mugged by somebody on the way to work and back. I can carry a gun like yours, that revolver, work fine. But chances are in the city like this, if that jewelry store is going to be robbed, there's probably going to be at least 3 guys doing it. There may be up to 5 guys. It's probably going to be a team of guys, and I feel I better have some real firepower to handle that. And I'm comfortable with a Glock. Remember back in the late 90s, how I used to shoot competition all the time? That was a Glock I had. I really enjoyed that gun. I'm familiar with it. Works fine for me. So I didn't buy anything fancy. It just got the regular sights on it. I don't need night sights. The street lights are so bright. These sights work fine for me. And you know, the other thing is it's a pretty small gun. It's not a real small gun, but it doesn't have to be very small. Heck, I weigh 250 pounds. Always wearing loose clothing. I can't stand tight clothing. I'm able to conceal this thing just fine. He says to his buddy, "Wow, that's great. I guess that's the perfect concealed carry gun for you." Huh? He says, "It sure is." He says, "Yeah, my Ruger revolver, that's perfect for me." You know, I told my mom she should get a permit to carry because 78 and arthritis, she's just like a walking target for some mugger. So yeah, she went down, got a permit to carry. We went over to the gun shop, pick her a gun. I said, "Mom, you should get a revolver like mine." So she tried one out. She couldn't even pull the trigger, it hurt so much. And I said, "Well, you know, my buddy, he likes these Glocks." She looked at those. She couldn't even work the slide. The salesman said, "Here, take a peek at this." Little Beretta had a tip-up barrel. She could load it and unload it. Didn't even have to work the slide. The double-action trigger pull was kind of hard. She couldn't do that, but the guy showed her she could just cock it and lock it, carry it cocked and locked. And she said, "Oh, it's just like my husband's 1911 he had. We used to shoot that all the time." That's perfect. And you know what? It has turned out to be the perfect gun for her. She can unload it at night by just opening up that barrel. And it's the perfect size for her. She's got such small hands. But you know the point of my story, guys? The point is, yeah, there's a perfect concealed carry handgun out there. All you have to do is find it. You aren't going to find it by looking at some YouTube video on what they claim is the perfect concealed carry handgun. A lot of factors involved. What's your threat level? Who are you? What's your physical capabilities? How do you dress every day? Ton loads of different factors. I won't go into them all because I can't. Don't have enough time. You'll figure it out. Just go out there and look and get what you shoot best that fits your needs best. But just remember, what are your threats? What do you need? Think of those things before you go look for a firearm. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you like my channel, please subscribe. Till next time, go out and stay safe.